Hey everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I am taking a look at unboxing and doing an initial review of the Samsung Galaxy Buds. Now, as you know, these are not new. They've been out for a while, came out earlier this year, but I just received these as part of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus promotion for pre-ordering, and I was able to get both the Samsung Galaxy Buds and a Gear Sport, which I'll also be unboxing in a separate video, just to take a look at and provide my input and overview and thoughts. Obviously, like I said, not anything new, but might as well do it since I got the Galaxy Buds. So if you don't know, if you're new to this whole thing, right, these are kind of the Samsung, the newest version of Samsung wireless headphones, similar to competing with, say, the AirPods from Apple and a bunch of others. Jabra makes some, Jaybird, a bunch of companies make truly wireless earbuds nowadays. And this is Samsung's most recent entry in that market segment. So, these are sound by AKG. So a lot of the Samsung headphones that come with their phones nowadays and all of that, they're kind of tuned by AKG. These, have that same marketing, at least. They are 6 hours of playtime. In the package, you get obviously the left and right earbud. You get a charging case, and it's a wireless charging case. So you can actually charge the case using Qi Wireless, or you can do the reverse wireless charging with some of the newer Samsung phones. You get some extra sets of earbud tips and wing tips, USB-C cable, etc. And now these are compatible with iOS and Android, similar to the AirPods, right? The AirPods can be used with Android as well, standard Bluetooth devices. These will work a little bit better with Android devices, and obviously the AirPods work a little bit better with Apple. So we'll just kind of do a quick unboxing here. And these are the black version, if you couldn't tell. I did get the Aura Black Galaxy Note, so I decided to get the black Galaxy Buds as well. So get a little bit of information here, assuming it's all your typical quick start guide, terms and conditions, health and safety information. Hopefully it doesn't say if you use these you'll get brain tumors. I shouldn't joke about that, I guess, but I'm sure there's kind of health and safety concerns that we'll all have to be dealing with in the time we're 80. All right, I can't get this back in the box, so I will do that later. And then basically you just get inside here, you get the Galaxy Buds, right? So pull that out, and it's actually pretty small. The case itself, it's not too big. It has some weight to it. Feels nice in the hand. And then if we look in here, we'll get a bunch of other things. So you get your USB-C charging cable and a bunch of stuff. So you'll get all the different size ear wing tips and the earbud adapters, they go in your ear. Choose which ones fit best for your scenario. So you get a lot of choice there and how you can set this up. So let's kind of move all this to the side. Oops. Well, that didn't work so well. I ripped the whole piece off. Man, that's got some serious glue on it. All right, so these are the Galaxy Buds. So nice, kind of positive. It's actually a little hard to open. The case has a pretty good feel, positive open close. You won't accidentally open it for sure. And so it does take a little effort to pop that open. And then here are the Galaxy Buds. So these look very ergonomic, right? And the whole idea with these is that it has this replaceable, they're calling them wings, and that outside piece that like pushes or holds it in your ear against your your contours of your ear. And then obviously, like every other sort of earbud that has those little rubber tips, it has a little rubber tip. So you can see there the contacts for charging in the case, little sensors, etc., some microphone, and then the left should be basically the same. So yeah, very small, very lightweight, and it feels like the default tips for me fit pretty well in my ears. So I'm just doing my typical, what do they look like in my ears? You can see, hopefully you can see. So they pretty much just, you can't really notice them as much, right? So you don't notice them, especially in the black. If you have dark hair or something like that, you might not notice them as much as you would notice, say for instance, the AirPods, right? So the AirPods, it's obvious that you have big white things hanging out of your ears. These are a little more discreet, I guess, if you kind of like that look. And also, they do provide a little bit more isolation, sound isolation, because they fit in your ear, right? So it's one of the things that I hear a lot of people say is a positive about the Galaxy Buds. Like other sorts of earbuds like this that fit in your ear versus the AirPods that, everybody knows how the AirPods look and fit. So what I'm planning on doing for the rest of this video or this review, similar to what I do with others, is I'll use them for a little bit, make some comments, and kind of finish this up on the computer with my thoughts and feelings after using these for about a week. And we'll just kind of handle this like any other headphone review that I do and finish it up that way. So I've been using these Galaxy Buds for about a week now. Maybe it's like 6 days. And I have to say, I'm really impressed. Compared to the AirPods, which I have typically been using to listen to music and do phone calls at work and all of that, these really, really do compete well with the AirPods. And, I'm kind of an Apple guy and an Android guy, right? I play both sides of both teams and same game, right, sort of thing. And really think that these compete very well with AirPods at a slightly lower price point, really, right? AirPods are more expensive, $20-$30 at least, depending on where you may purchase them. Not really going to spend a lot of time here going over the specs. I mean, you can just go to the Samsung website. I'm sure there's tons of other videos that just talk about the specifics of these, but I wanted to kind of go through a few different scenarios where I use them and just give you my opinion based on the comparison of these versus the AirPods, because that's really what I have the most experience with, and hopefully help you if you're trying to decide between those two headphones. Obviously, one of the main reasons you're getting headphones is so you can listen to things. So from a sound aspect, I know that that's always very important. I think these have great sound, if not better than the AirPods, really, because of the fact that they go in your ear a little bit more, and that gives you isolation and the ability to have kind of more bass, really, I think, because of the isolated, the way that they fit in your ear. You can have that more bassy feeling just through the headphones. The one thing I really think is great about this is that it comes with an app. So you use the Gear Wear app and add the Galaxy Buds to that, and you can use and tweak the different sound profiles and do a lot of customization on, what does single tap mean, what does double tap mean, all of that. So it's very, very cool, and something that exceeds what you can do with the AirPods, because they just have some settings in then your preferences area, but there's not a dedicated app that gives you this much capability and flexibility. Now, on the subject of phone calls and taking calls with these, I think for short calls, they're fine. They work well. My problem with longer phone calls, say an hour conference call for work, was mostly that when I was talking, because they were in my ear, I had just this weird kind of almost, it's not an echo, but you can hear yourself in your ear, but you feel the Galaxy Buds kind of vibrating in your ear while you're talking. I don't get that same sort of behavior or feeling when I'm using the AirPods, because they're not jammed in my ears as far, right? They kind of just sit there. And it was a little bit annoying. I might have to get used to it a little bit. But for whatever reason, it was harder for me to concentrate when I was talking, because it was kind of disrupting my train of thought, which is a little bit kind of odd. So take that how you will. They sound good. They worked well. I didn't run out of battery or anything like that. I asked a couple people, what do I sound like? They said it sounded fine, etc. So I think that they work good for phone calls, and I just need to get used to maybe the in-ear tips of these in what it sounds like when I'm talking. Now, the one thing I did run into is I had a couple times, because I have a kind of an open desk environment at where I work. Somebody came up to me and they didn't realize I was on a phone call because they couldn't see the Galaxy Buds, right? So they didn't notice them as much. And one guy even said, "Oh, I didn't know you're on the phone because you don't have the Q-tips hanging out of your ears," because he's obviously making fun of the AirPods. But that was one thing I noticed as well, is with the black probably in particular, they're not very noticeable. And if somebody's trying to talk to you and you're not paying attention to them, then that's just something I ran into with these as well. As for the battery life, not really much to say here. I had great experience with the battery life. They charged fast. They lasted a long time. Kind of par for the course on a really good set of wireless earbuds. And these worked great. So overall, I really have some great things to say about the Galaxy Buds. And I just wanted to kind of finish up with some of the features I thought were pretty cool. There is a ambient awareness feature that's included in there, and there's a couple ways you can set it up. The way that I set it up is that if I tap and hold on my left headphone, it kind of brings through the surrounding environment noise. So you can hear people talking if they're there, or you can hear around you if you're out and about or on a bike or something like that. And that's a cool way to kind of be more engaged with your surroundings because of the isolation that kind of is inherent in these style headphones. So that's pretty cool that you can do like that, hold it and listen to the ambient environment noise. Now there's another setting where that's kind of on all the time, so you can kind of hear things like that, but that to me it was a little bit too disruptive. I like just being able to press it and hold it and listen when I wanted to listen, and otherwise just be engaged in the music or whatever else I was listening to. And the other thing was I really like the configurable tap actions. So, when you tap on either the right earbud or the left earbud, or tap and hold or whatever, like double tap, triple tap, there's a bunch of things you can configure and what that does, if it skips to the next track, if it pauses, whatever. So I thought that was really cool and just a great feature to have on these earbuds. Now the last cool feature that I really like is the reverse Qi wireless charging. So if you have certain Samsung phones like the Galaxy Notes, the Galaxy S10, etc., you have the ability that if you're running low on battery in your earbuds, you can put the case on the back side of the phone and do reverse wireless charging. So you can charge the earbuds from the phone, which is actually pretty cool. And I'm sure Apple's going to come out with that in their future versions of the iPhone 11 and their next generation of AirPods or whatever. I think it's a novelty type of feature. In my everyday kind of usage, I have a cheap wireless charging at home. I have a USB-C right here. Same thing at work. So if I need to charge the case or the headphones, I can just do that easily. But if I was out or if I was traveling and I wasn't able to do it, that's the scenario that I think that charging from the phone would be super useful. So for me, it'd be more of like an emergency sort of situation where I really need to charge it and I don't have another way to charge it. But it's cool that you can do it for sure. So that's basically it and all I wanted to kind of share in this video. If you have any questions or whatever, go ahead and drop a comment below. please subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. Like the video, etc. It'd be really appreciated. This is Andrew from T is for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.